All right, guys. So this is post shoulders and tricep day. Just kind of my afterthoughts on it, kind of things I'm thinking of when I'm doing the workout, after the workout, my planning for my next workout. Um, First off, I'll just start off shoulder presses. Had to have a drop in weight. Usually I was doing like 85, 90, 95, trying to do 95. Between 80 to 90 really was my working weight for the rep range I want. Um, but I tried 95s last session, didn't work. I tried to do 90s again today. I don't know if it was just the fatigue of having low calories starting to hit, but I only got 4. So I could not do a 5th rep. I tried everything I could to move that, and I just could not get the 5th rep. So I dropped from 90s back down to 75s for another drop set. Did 8 reps with those. So that was a total of 12. So 90s for 4, 75 for 8 for a total of 12 reps. And technically I hit failure twice in that set. So not a bad set overall. Still got the stimulus I needed technically, which is what I was going for anyway. And I'm just cognizant of the reason for why the drop in weight happened. Sometimes you have goals or you have aspirations, and you have to understand as you're doing these progresses, the overall goal is always going to be more important than the daily goals. And as long as you're staying consistent with that, that's more important than anything. So I'm bringing my best I can, but if I miss a weight or if I miss a rep range or something like that, I don't consider that failure. So you'll see that in the upcoming videos when I post those that, I had to drop the weight, and it is what it is. I understand the reasons for it. So then I went to do rear delt pulls on like the chest fly machine / rear delt pull machine. Now when you're doing these, when you're pulling it, keep it about parallel. Go maybe a little bit beyond it, but if you go too far back, you'll start using your mid upper trap, the middle of your back, quite a bit for that exercise, and we're not trying to do that. All we're trying to hit is this little muscle that's right here attaching your shoulder to your back, and so we're trying to keep tension. We're trying to push it, and we're trying to keep whenever we're doing the movement, right before you hit the plate at the bottom of the stack, or wherever you're at, just a hair before that, you're going to stop it and you're going to go right back into it. That's going to create what we call constant tension. So you're not going to give you're just not giving the rear delt a break, which is the goal. So the rear delt is a very important muscle. It's probably like considered what I would say the calves of the upper body. Like nobody really wants to do rear delts, but I've found that rear delts really have grown my physique. When you're doing like poses that are from the side view, it gives you a lot of thickness. And whenever you're doing posing from the back, it's going to give you a lot of thickness. It makes the back look more complete. Whenever you're wearing a shirt on when you're not in the gym, when you're not posing, it's going to make you have a wider, thicker appearance while just wearing normal shirts. So side delts and rear delts, don't skip them. Really focus on them. That'll help really, really give you like this capped look. It's going to make you look bigger. It's going to create what we call like the V taper. So your shoulders are out here, your waist is in here, and then you're going to have some. Hopefully, what the goal is to have some massive legs, so you have like this flow to your actual outer shape of your body. Then I went rear delt pulls on the machine, so I can really just focus on those today. And then I went from that. I went to side laterals on a machine as well, where you put the pad against your forearm, and you're just L-shaping your arm, and you're just raising. And you don't have to focus on holding weight with your hands. Grip's not a factor. You can't swing because you're seated. I mean, it's literally just hammering your side delts. And just like I said before, side delts create a very, very broad look to your physique. So don't skip your side delts either. If you're wondering why, like when you look at yourself, you feel like your body kind of slopes off from your traps. Like say you have really big traps, but then your body kind of feels like it just slopes away, and you don't have like that thick appearance that you're wanting. Everybody has a different physique. Everybody's worked out differently. So if that's your outlook on yourself, really look at how much work you're doing on your side delts and your rear delts, because that will be a game changer. So smoked my shoulders, right? I mean, I'm talking warm-up sets to my working sets. Smoked. Then we go over to triceps. Tricep single straight bar pull down, not single, but double hand straight bar pull downs. Um, those will annihilate your triceps. When you're doing them, I get a little bit I get my ego into it sometimes. So you want to keep your shoulder from rocking forward. So this shoulder movement is going to be what actually makes you use your shoulder instead of using your tricep itself. So when you're doing these, think of your elbow being the point where it does not move anymore. So if you're coming up to, like, let's say right here, and then you notice that my elbow drags forward, see how my elbow is coming forward from my finger, you want to stop right before that. You're going to keep the tension on your triceps. That'll take your shoulder, because a lot of people say, well, you get your ego involved, you want to move some heavy weight, you really tricep shoulder press a lot of weight. It's true. So think of the shoulder and your wrist joint as being the only two joints that move. Don't include your shoulder joint. That should be locked. You're gonna seat it. So when you get ready, you're gonna seat your shoulder blades back and down, and then from there, only from the elbow are you gonna move. If this happens, you need to adjust the weight so you don't have that happening, so you can really target the triceps. But tricep, single bar, straight bar push downs, amazing workout. From there, I usually do the cable underhanded tricep pull downs, just mashing on the. This is more of like not really heavy movement on weight, but you're just going to be mashing your triceps because it's just so much blood you can force in there. So the cable wasn't there today, so you'll see I used a little like rubber ball that's on the end, and I was still able to get the same movement. We worked around a lot of people today. There was a lot of people in the gym. And y'all see that maybe in my videos. I haven't even looked at my videos yet for editing and getting them ready for you guys. I mean, I'm in the zone. I'm in the gym. I get to my working weight. We start doing some filming, and then the whole time I'm in the zone. So I haven't even seen it yet. But you'll see that I didn't have a handle. I had the rubber ball. I'm just grabbing that, and I'm just pushing blood. I usually do actually a little more reps. I'm talking like 12 to 15 for those. And at the very end, I can't even move it unless I involve my shoulder. From there, I'll go to tricep skull crushers. Now, these are a little bit different, what you've probably seen, and I'll just give credit where credit's due. So Mike Israel, I've watched some of his videos. I used to do tricep skull crushers behind my head, where I'd wrap it around and then go all the way up, or I'd do them to my forehead. But I've seen a video of his. If you just type in his name with tricep skull crushers, they'll pull up, and he says a really good explanation. But you go to your chin or you go to your collarbone, and you're really just getting the stretch. Like you can just see it right here. Like I stop like right there, so I don't use any of my shoulder. And when I'm coming down, I'm letting my elbow drag forward or away from me, so it's going that way. So it's going to create a ton of tension on your tricep. And then you really can't use any shoulder movement as long as you're keeping it in control. So as you're coming up, you really just get to hammer it. And you can choose somewhere between your chin and your collarbone, just kind of play with it. But man, it smoked my triceps today. Doesn't take a ton of weight. I'm not pushing weight. I'm pushing it intensely for myself, but I'm not focusing on trying to 1 rep max a skull crusher. I want to have a decent amount of weight that I can control for between 8 to 15 reps, and I am just going to go until it doesn't move anymore. And then at that point, when I have to rack the weight, or whenever I have to put this easy curl bar somewhere, and I can't, and it starts going up and it goes down, I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to slide it to my chest. I'm going to get it away from my collarbone up to my forehead. I'm getting it away from all that. I'm not going to get tired and try to throw it behind me, because if you're super tired, like really smoked, you might hit your head on the way back. So I like to just go till I can't do anymore, and then when I can't, and it starts coming back down, I just glide it to my chest, and then when I have a second and I can breathe, I just kind of toss it up to my knees and I'm back up. Not 1 rep maxing. I'm not trying to do 300 pounds on a skull crusher. That's not my goal. My goal is muscle damage. The strength for me is a byproduct of it. So yes, I want to get stronger because it is a factor, but I'm not out there trying to break skull crusher weight records. I'm trying to get my triceps to become the largest horseshoe I possibly can. Um, so that was my shoulder and tricep day. Even though it wasn't as much weight on some of the exercises, I freaking felt smoked after. And then I went to do some posing. I changed up the lighting a little bit. I kept the light off in the posing room because it's so bright in there. That's the only room I got right now consistently. So I decided I'd use the phone camera and we'll see how the light turns out. Um, I think it was pretty good from what I could tell while I was doing some posing. Um, little sneak peek for you if you've been staying long enough. So I do plan on doing a powerlifting session with a buddy of mine. He does powerlifting pretty seriously. So I'm gonna get outside my comfort zone. I don't know what any of my maxes are. We're gonna see what those are, and then from there, I'm gonna do a boxing session with Cena, and we're gonna see how that goes. So if you stayed this long, now you know. So I'll see you. Peace.